Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another week of the show. Coming up in this week is their trouble in Green Bay, as Green Bay has a poor showing in their season opener. There's definitely uh, the season's already over, possibly for the Dallas Cowboys. Velveteen Dream sits in his car, talks some shit to EC3. Logan Paul has a championship match. All that and more coming up on another week of the show. I
That's
tried
pretty good.
dramatic pauses there.
We're gonna get into the intros.
I still need to write them down,
Yeah.
but that's another story.
Well, I mean, you say the same thing over and over. Eventually, you'll just remember it. Just get through the growing pains.
Some people have takes that they do their intro. I don't have takes. That's one take,
Hey,
bitch.
we're live. We're live, pal. There ain't no takes.
Like what's his name? Bill O'Reilly. We'll do it live.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. No reason. Fuck it. We'll do it live. Was it the light
Yeah.
or some shit?
No, I think he messed up his line or something.
No, whatever. It was funny.
Yeah.
I did that in one of my real world. Had a meeting, and they didn't give me something appropriately, and I was like, forget it. We'll do it live. Everybody had a good chuckle. It was a
Hey,
good
that's
day.
what you gotta do.
Yeah.
But as we start the show, I just want to first congratulate the University of Texas because this is a Longhorn friendly channel. Hook 'em. They beat the ever so dangerous, the world global phenomenon juggernaut of UTSA. That's University of Texas at San Antonio, the Roadrunners, second greatest team in the history of college football, and we beat them this day. And even the broadcaster, even the broadcaster during the game, he said big players make big plays in big games. So he acknowledges that that was a big game because that UTSA was their world beaters. I don't know why they weren't ranked number two behind number one Alabama, who we exposed, and they're not even number one anymore because of what Texas did to them.
They just won their game like 60 something to 7, didn't they?
Oh, did they score finally? Yeah, it was uh, the last score I saw it was like 59-0. So,
Okay. Yeah. I know it wasn't
but you know
pretty.
who they didn't beat like that?
Who?
Texas. They
Texas.
only beat
Oh.
them by a point
Okay.
with the backup quarterback.
That's
And
true.
I don't know the name of this backup quarterback guy, but
Oh,
he
I did.
needs to
It
be
was
walked.
Card.
Um,
Something card.
yes, this guy, he was struggling in the first half against UTSA, and that again, that's University of Texas at San Antonio. Such a big school there, right? He was struggling, and it looked like for a moment that UTSA was going to beat Texas.
Yeah.
Why is this guy playing at the biggest school on the big stage? Like he needs to be walked off the 40 acres. Hell, he can be UTSA's quarterback. Like this is the backup we have. He's struggling against this team.
Well, just
Not to discredit them, but
just
I
look at
mean,
it as you're biding your time until the savior that is Arch Manning comes to Austin.
well, the quarterback that was playing against Alabama looked pretty good. Unfortunately, he got hurt. He's out for another week, so we have
Yeah,
to deal with this card guy.
yeah, but he's not Arch Manning. Okay.
I know. I wanted them to like as soon as the starting quarterback got hurt, I was like, man, they need to like send a bus to Arch Manning's house right now. Like I don't care, get him here by halftime. Let the eighth grader play against Alabama. Like get him out there now.
That would be
Don't
interesting.
matter what happens to him in the future.
That'd be kind of like that baseball movie from the '90s where that kid joins the Yankees.
Oh yeah, that I remember that movie. Wasn't he like he was a kid, right?
Yeah,
It
he was a
wasn't one of
child.
those like he was an adult
No,
in
he
a kid's
wasn't a
body or
freak.
some shit.
He was a legit child.
Yeah, that movie was crazy.
Yeah, he
I
had a
don't see
couple
them
crazy
like
movies.
that anymore.
He had that one. I can't remember if he did the Angel movie or not. There was one where he went to Camelot. He had quite the adventure as a youth.
Well, there you go. But yeah, they should have brought. I was like, get the bus ready, get him out here, forget his future.
Right.
But you know, the season goes on. We did win this week. Hopefully, we can get next week. I don't even know who they play next week. I don't have the schedule in front of me, but I don't know. Hopefully, we keep winning, make it to some college playoffs or something. Now
See
we
what
only got
happens.
one loss, so we're not out of it. We got that team that's coming up, Oklahoma. That's going to be a rather unpleasant game from what it looks like. Oklahoma looks like they're firing on all cylinders.
Well, you also have to remember that there's only two slots available, so it's really hard for Texas, even if they win out.
Only
Because
two slots
yeah, they're already
because
basically
Alabama
slated.
and Georgia.
Yeah. They basically already slated them. I love when they do that. Like back
Yeah,
when the BCS they would basically just make a case like even if they lose by like a point or by a touchdown, they should still go. But they lost.
yeah. It wasn't there was that one year? Um, Ohio State did it one year too, but there was that one year Alabama lost to A&M final week of the season, but they
Yeah.
won their conference, so then they still made it to the national championship. And that also happened to Ohio State. I remember one year they lost final game of the season, but you they have the little thing where their season kind of ends earlier than the rest of the teams.
Mm-hmm.
So with that happening, all the other teams lost, which put them right back in the championship game.
Was that when they had all three of those quarterbacks?
I believe so.
Okay.
I don't remember exactly what year it was. It was pretty recent though, but
Yeah.
yeah, they lose last game of the season, and then every other team starts losing, and because they had the bye weeks
Right.
of not playing at the end of the season, it brought them right back to number two.
Well, good for them.
But
They look pretty scary this year
yeah,
after that.
they're off to a good start. Um, Georgia is also off to a good start.
Yeah.
Clemson is off to a good start.
I can't believe they're
Uh,
not ranked.
Clemson?
Yeah. At least not according
Oh yeah,
to.
they are.
Are they ranked? The thing I
Yeah.
was looking at
Now
must be
this is
wrong.
the. Don't worry about these preseason polls. They're number five, but don't worry about that thing.
Okay.
But they are. They are ranked technically.
Gotcha. So do you want to? We kind of went over schedules. Do you want to talk about how we did with our week 1 NFL picks?
Yeah, we can. Well, let's go over the stories first, and then we
Okay.
can end with because I think that's a good lead in to the picks coming up, and
All
then
right.
we'll talk about how we did last week too.
Fair enough.
So, I guess leading into that, unfortunately, as a Cowboys fan, I must inform any other Cowboy fan that may be listening that the Dallas Cowboy season is over. And yes, we're only in week 1, but Dak Prescott, he injured his thumb on his throwing hand, so even double whammy. He needed surgery. He's going to be out for 8 weeks. With how Philadelphia's schedule is, I don't know. They're playing. If if they were in college football, they'd be playing like a one schedule. It's like Cupcake City. And I know it's the NFL, and every week anybody has a chance. Yada yada yada. But they they have such an easy schedule. Cowboys already have a hard schedule, so with Dak in, it would have been hard in the first place. Now he's out, so there goes the hope of the season.
So you're not too confident in Cooper Rush? Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's not to say that I don't believe in Cooper Rush. There's a very small sample size of him being a starter. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he's only started, I think he started one game and he got hurt, like, in that game. So there's not a big sample size. Previous to that, he was on the practice squad of the Giants, practice squad.
Right.
So there's that too.
Well,
And
this isn't good for Dak because didn't he just have like a ankle injury? Isn't his ankle surgically repaired now?
right, from last year.
So he's kind of falling apart,
Yeah,
and
he's a little 10 man-ish.
he's not good enough to to have like chinks in his armor that deep.
But you know, Jared thinks he's a durable quarterback. That's one of his
He
strong suits.
is he
Um,
durable? I don't seem to. Seems like he's hurt a lot.
well, that's according to Jerry.
Okay, so Jerry's on the sauce
Yes,
still.
yeah, he still likes Dak. Now, don't let Cooper Rush come in here and light the world on fire, because then we're gonna have a whole nother conversation. We're already on the last leg of Dak possibly being the guy to take us to the next level anyway.
Right.
Like there's debate on whether or not he's the right person for that job.
I
Some
think.
some think he's not. So some thinks he is. I don't think he is,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But I think if he has a good team, he's enough to not mess it up, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
He's a less. He's a less talented Tony Romo. I think. Like he's reliable and he's there and he represents the organization well. He carries himself well. But as far as what he can do on the field, it's just not. I don't know. It's not championship caliber, unfortunately, and that sucks because I really like Dak. But
Yeah. I
so
mean,
they're
he
stick.
could be championship caliber. He just has to be in the right I don't know. He has to have the right pieces around him. Like the year they went 13-3, they heavily relied. He had the best offensive line in the NFL.
Mhm.
Um,
Whatever happened to that?
Zeke,
Did they just
they
get rid
heavily,
of a whole bunch of linemen?
yeah, they lost a couple pieces here and there.
Okay.
Enough. One of the guys retired.
Oh,
Another guy they let go
gotcha.
because they're trying to keep it going by building through the draft because these guys were at the end of their career anyway. But
And then they signed
I mean,
Zeke to that unnecessarily huge deal.
well, when they signed him, he was playing. I mean, again, he was behind the best offensive line in football, so
Hmm.
of course you're gonna look like a star.
But don't they ever learn? Like every time a running back gets a huge payday, they just shit the bed.
Well, that's more so every time a running back hits 30. There's like,
Yeah,
I don't know, when you hit 30 years old as a running back, something happens where your career drops off.
right.
It's the damnedest thing. You got like, I don't know, there's some outliers like Frank Gore. He's
Oh yeah,
still
sure.
serviceable. He's not like, you know, he's not going to run for 2,000 yards or anything, but
Is he
he's
still playing?
serviceable. I don't know. He was
Oh,
playing
okay.
last year. I don't know if he's playing this year.
Jesus.
Well, he was. I should more say he was rostered
What
last
is he?
year.
50?
Well, no, he's not playing. As a matter of fact,
Okay.
he's boxing now.
Oh. Oh yeah, yeah. Isn't he boxing Peterson? Or is that someone else?
No, that's someone else. He was boxing. Oh, I forgot the guy's name. He boxed a a basketball player
Oh, okay.
and lost,
Oh, okay. Well,
but it was decision. It wasn't a knockout. So there's
basketball
that.
players are lanky. They got that reach. I believe it.
Yeah, it was interesting that it was like football versus basketball, but
Yeah.
yeah, as I was saying, don't let Cooper Rush go out here and light the world on fire, because then there's definitely going to be some conversations. As I said, he played one game last year when Dak was hurt.
Mm-hmm.
It was in a winning effort against the Vikings. So stat line for him for that one game, he had 40 attempts, 24 completions. He threw for 325 yards, two touchdowns, one interception,
Could have been worse.
and with a 92 QBR, if you keep track of that. I only say that because I don't really put too much stock in the QBR, but
so, so do you think they're solid with Cooper Rush, or do you think they should get somebody like Cam Newton?
I think you let Cooper Rush let him play.
Okay.
Again, he's as a starter, he's undefeated for the Cowboys. And again, that's only one game, but
So,
you
so
don't
we're
need to go
using
out and get it,
we're using Colleyville logic.
which is what.
I think, I think Trinity's gonna lose to Colleyville because Colleyville's undefeated.
I mean, yeah, you could say
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Well, I'm just saying he's not. He's. I'm not saying because he's undefeated he needs to be the starter. I'm saying he is undefeated. So what has he done to not deserve to be the starter?
Okay.
Like he
I
didn't
see what you're
lose.
saying. Yeah. No, that makes sense. But you don't think like they should get somebody, I don't know, a little bit more successful? I'm not saying Cam Newton. He's. I think at this point Cam Newton has pretty much proven that he's not Cam Newton anymore, despite what he says. I think like he recently said like there's not 32 quarterbacks better than me. Oh yes, sir, there are. Yes. That's why 32 quarterbacks are signed and you aren't.
There might be more than 32 quarterbacks
Right.
better than you, but yeah, Cam Newton, he's retired.
Yeah.
He can stay retired. We don't need. Yeah, he has a name, but he's he definitely since his like Super Bowl appearance has went downhill. Um, the other name that's kind of floating around that people were like, oh, let's bring in this guy to replace Dak is Colin Kaepernick.
Uh, yeah.
Uh, Now apparently, according to Stephen A, that won't happen because Texas is racist. But
you know, you know how racist Texas is.
yeah, I mean, with Dak being quarterback and all.
Uh,
But
moving on.
yeah, I mean,
This is so fucking stupid. Why is he allowed to say shit like that on TV? That's so like
well,
no, there's no well. We're all like seriously, we're all at each other's throats as it is. We don't need some fucking retard named Stephen A. Smith saying shit like that. Just fucking report on sports. He barely knows that as it is. He shouldn't be talking about fucking shit he doesn't have any idea what he's talking. He's not. He's never been to Texas, aside from his little air-conditioned hotel room on fucking game days, doing his little takes, which are 9 times out of 10 wrong. Fuck him.
well, Michael Irvin agrees with you
God bless
as far
Texas.
as Michael Irvin agrees with you as far as shutting that down.
Yeah.
Um, he kind of responded to what Stephen A said, and he actually agrees with me, which is kind of crazy. He was on, I don't know, ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
He said before everybody grabs this and tries to run with it, let's stop with this Colin Kaepernick stuff. Um,
Yeah.
so again, trying to get Colin Kaepernick as quarterback.
He hasn't played
Colin
for 5
Kaepernick has
years.
been out of football for 5 years.
Yep. See.
Come on, let's stop. Let's stop trying to resurrect Colin Kaepernick and thinking he's going to come out and resurrect the football team. I'll take my chances with Cooper Rush. I saw Cooper Rush win a game last year. That's all I'm saying.
I couldn't agree with that more
So,
actually. Because
and that's what I said.
I don't think I think people are like getting overshadowed by the fucking Netflix documentary, and they don't remember that Colin Kaepernick fucking sucked. He's the guy that got benched by Blaine Gabbert's brother. So we just need to stop it.
Right.
Just stop. Every time a quarterback is hurt or there's a quarterback opening, just stop it.
Yeah,
He
every time a team doesn't have a good quarterback, oh, you're saying this guy's better than Colin Kaepernick?
yes,
Well,
he is. I'm saying it. I don't give a fuck who it is. I will say he's better. I will bet money on that player versus fucking Colin Kaepernick.
and from what I remember, Colin Kaepernick was like a dynamic runner. He wasn't that good at passing.
No.
Um, he's been out of the league 5 years, so he's definitely, unless he's been working out like daily, he definitely doesn't have that speed anymore. So now he's got to be a passer. So
He
you're gonna
can't
say,
he can't have that speed with that big ass hair. Did you see that thing?
well, yeah, he's woke. You gotta you gotta have that hair when you're woke.
I mean whatever, it's just I don't understand how you can keep yourself upright.
Well,
I kind of
I'm
wish
sure he.
I could grow my hair like that. No lie. I totally would. with a little fist pick.
Apparently, this all started for him when he started dating his girl
Oh, well,
that he's with now, I guess.
there you go.
Like all this, the whole thing, it all started when he started dating her.
Well, I mean, again, he's been out of the league for so long that, and he sucked when he was in it, and his skill set isn't worth the discretion he'll bring, which is why nobody's willing to sign him. It's just stop it.
Yeah. Now, can we just look at this for a second? Colin Kaepernick, he took a knee, and he's not in the league anymore. Deshaun Watson, whatever he allegedly did, and he's the highest paid guaranteed quarterback in the league. So, what does that say about Deshaun Watson?
He's a
Like
better
the
quarterback.
like the one problem for Kaepernick outside of his play, right? His issue was taking a knee.
Well, he created a
Deshaun Watson's issue.
well, no, he created a league-wide distraction, a divisive, politically charged league-wide distraction as a backup quarterback. Now, in his defense, he didn't necessarily bring attention to it. Like they shoved the cameras in his face because like, oh, what's he doing? They could have just let him kneel and not say anything. Eventually, he would have
Yeah,
stood up.
he didn't create this. He didn't create anything.
No,
He was off to his own. He
but
kneeled,
but
didn't say a word.
he sure as shit fucking marketed off of it.
Well, yeah, but he didn't say a word about it. Someone asked him, "Why were
Yep.
you kneeling?" Then he said, "This is why."
And
But he didn't
then
like
and then the
beforehand.
firestorm happened.
Hey,
Yeah,
I'm kneeling because of this.
he may have to his like, to his coaches and stuff, but yeah, it wasn't a big deal until it was made into a big deal.
Yeah, for all intents, it was like a silent protest thing.
but but again, he's the guy that got benched by Blaine Gabbert's brother. So nobody's gonna nobody's gonna risk that fucking drama for that.
I'm just saying
Like think about it.
that
Got
little
away with
drama.
Brett Favre got away with dick pics and uh, addiction, but he's a great quarterback, so he can get away with it.
Yeah. Well, I was just saying that little drama. He's not even in the league. You got a bigger drama, and he has the highest guaranteed money in the NFL. So it just shows you where Deshaun Watson is, where everybody thinks.
Although no charges filed.
And while we're talking about Deshaun Watson, leads us into our next little topic: Lamar Jackson.
Mm.
He is still in his contract negotiations.
I thought he was done
He's
talking
still
about it
trying
this
to.
season.
Well, he's not talking about it,
Oh,
but
okay.
everybody else is talking about it.
Okay.
And he doesn't have his contract. That's the most important thing. Um, I saw this thing on Twitter. It was funny. So, um, the the mascot for the Ravens is hurt. This is a
Yeah.
real story, by the way. It's not a that's not a joke or anything. And all of this is a real story. So the mascot for the Ravens is hurt. Um, his name is Poe. They're doing tryouts to bring in a mascot, right? They're close to bringing in a mascot. They have two candidates, and it's between Edgar and Allen.
Ugh.
Again, this is not a joke, just a
No, no,
real story.
I get it. It's a yeah, I get it.
Um, so yeah, they're bringing in these mascots, and this was on Twitter. It's just a funny conversation, and they're like, "So you're paying a mascot, but you won't pay Deshaun, or you won't pay Lamar Jackson
But
because
yeah,
he's trying to get." So where they're at on that, as you know, he's trying to get
the
Deshaun Watson
the guaranteed.
guaranteed,
Yeah,
like everything guaranteed. And of course, the Ravens are like, "Yeah, that's that's not a thing."
yeah. Apparently, the teams are gonna try really hard to make sure that that's not a normal thing.
Yeah, they're fighting it.
We'll see
Um,
if that
he
that
even
works.
got apparently they were even up to 200 million guaranteed, but that he turned that down because it wasn't the full guarantee.
See, at what point?
It's greed.
Yeah, like I understand the idea of making as much money as you possibly can, but at some point, like if if you have $100 million guaranteed, like remember growing up, like man, if I had $1 million, I
Yeah,
could do anything. And now it's like you're getting $200 million guaranteed, and that's not enough.
yeah. And I was thinking that I was like, could you imagine turning down 200 million guaranteed
With a straight
money?
face.
Talking about that's not enough.
I mean, I still think
Like,
they'll. I still
how
think they'll
greedy can you
figure
be?
it out. Yeah, it's really fucking greedy. I
But you
mean,
think they'll figure it out?
I, they have to.
Are they gonna pay that man? Because I tell you who will pay that man.
Who?
Jerry.
You think so?
No doubt in my mind. No doubt. If it came down to it, Jerry would pay him.
So you think Jerry would kick Dak to the curb for Lamar?
If he could, if he became available, probably.
Huh.
Especially with Dak getting hurt.
I didn't know Jerry liked Lamar.
Well, and I'll say everybody talks about, even you alluded to it. Is this the end of the road for Dak?
Right.
But you have to look at where your options are. Like, okay, let's say it is the end for Dak. Where's your upgrade? You
Sure.
gotta have an upgrade. Some people think Lamar Jackson is that upgrade. I don't think it, but if he comes in Dallas and wins games, I'll be on board.
I do think he's a
I'm not
little
hard to
overrated.
please.
A lot overrated. Like everybody talks about like he's the second coming of Christ, but I mean he's good, but not the superstar. Like I don't need to get my
I don't.
whip my dick out every and stroke it every time, you know, I see him on the screen.
Well, I would hope not.
Well, that's what they do. Like, oh, he's the
I mean, it's not
greatest.
like
No, Lamar
he's
Jackson,
not.
pay him.
Well,
Like every time they talk
I
about
just
quarterbacks,
maybe I haven't seen it yet.
every time they talk about quarterbacks, they always have to fucking bring up Lamar Jackson, and I don't understand why because he's not even like it's not even comparable between like him and Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen or Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady,
Well,
even Joe
see, for
Burrow.
them it is. For
But
them, he's right up there with them.
he's not.
I hold judgment on it because I haven't really seen like I first of all I don't watch a lot of Ravens games. I would say that um, they have like their when they play like the Bills or the um, Chiefs and it's on CBS. It's like the primetime game. I'll watch it, but outside of that, they're usually out of market for me, so I can't watch their games. So
I,
I'm left with the highlights. And what do I see in the highlights? I see him running. I don't see him throwing. I see him running.
yeah.
So So
And that's
maybe
another thing.
I
How sustainable is that? Because that's what Cam Newton did. He ran a lot.
well, the one thing that goes in his favor is you never see him take the big hit. Like he's always getting down, he's always getting out of bounds. He's never taken that. Like you got someone like Josh Allen. He's always taking the big hit. He's
Yeah.
initiating the big hit.
Well,
Like
that's dumb.
he's running towards the sideline and he sees a receiver or I'm sorry, a cornerback. He'll put his head down. He won't try to get out of bounds.
And
He's gonna try to run through the guy.
I appreciate that, but they need to stop that. He
Yeah,
can't be trucking over everybody and then expecting to go to the Super Bowl. Because eventually he's going to truck the wrong guy.
right. He's gonna get hit the wrong way
Yep.
and be out for the season. And then when his contract comes up, he's not gonna be getting Deshaun Watson guaranteed money.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. Leave it to the Browns to not only not get not win a Super Bowl from this action, but also fuck it up for the rest of the league.
Yeah, they've seemingly fucked the league on that deal.
It'd be kind of funny if, like, when they meet at NFL things, that they just exclude the Browns. They make them, they make them just wait out in the hall, sit at the kids' table. They're the only
Or the
team there.
owner walks in and they just stop talking. You know, like he walks in, hi guys, and everybody just stops
Yeah,
and looks away or looks down.
or looks at them and
What
glares.
were what were you guys talking about? And they just like don't talk to him. Get up and leave.
Yeah,
Cause that, but yeah, they've seemingly screwed everybody up with that deal. They weren't thinking about that part of it, I guess.
sure. Well, I
Uh,
mean, they have sucked for quite a while.
But did you see that they got a new logo, the Browns,
Oh, they
as we're
got
talking about
Brownie
them?
in the midfield. It's not really a new
Yeah,
logo.
it's an old logo, new
Yeah,
old logo.
it's I think in the 30s or 40s. That's when they had it. But yeah, that's Brownie.
Yeah, look,
They for the longest time they just didn't have a logo because the Browns are pretty minimalist. That's why I like them. They're old school. They're just they're brown, no logo on the helmet, no logo in the midfield, just orange and brown.
yeah,
But
very basic.
now they're gonna put Brownie in the midfield. That's gonna be kind of cool, I guess. I mean, it does really nothing. They're still gonna either suck or not suck. I mean,
Well, they're tied for first place. I think
yeah.
they're tied. Yeah, they're tied for first place. So there's that.
And well,
Um,
we'll get to how they'll do next week or this week, tomorrow.
yeah. As we have our picks coming up at the end, coming up next hour, we have our picks. So stay tuned for that. If yeah. Anyway, you know who's not in first place? The
Who?
San Francisco 49ers.
No, they sure aren't. They had a
They lost.
yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I was just saying they lost to the Bears,
They did.
and they didn't look good when they played. I'm looking for the score, but I can't find it. So
It was like
they're
17-19 or something like that.
yeah. So they
Give me one
yeah. I
sec.
can't find it.
Go
Help!
go
Help!
go. 10 to
Oh,
19.
here it is. Yeah, 10-19. So they lose 10-19. Trey Lance doesn't look good, and the media is already
Well,
calling
let's
for
to be fair, it was the weather sucked. It was pouring rain, and I mean, I don't know if this is I don't know if this is a game that you could like evaluate. That's just me.
Yeah, the conditions definitely weren't the best or good. Like it'd be a stretch to call the conditions bad.
Right.
Like they'd have to get better to be bad, as I've heard something like that before. So he was in that rainstorm, typhoon, whatever it was. So it's hard to judge him off of that. But there you have the media, and I talked about it. How short is that leash going to be? Well, there we have the answer, at least from the media side, and that's one game. Coach still hasn't said anything. Um, I, I believe some of the players. I don't have that story in front of me, but I believe some of the players they even said, "What's this guy doing?" Um, I don't know why you would be creating dissension within the locker room like that, but that's
Right.
here nor there. So you have the players, some of the players, they want Jimmy G.
Mm.
The media, they want Jimmy G. But
It's just one game,
it's one game. You
and
can't
his
go back. Like, you can go back to Jimmy G. That's fine if you want to do that. Again, he has a winning record. Also a potential candidate, I would have said for Dallas.
Colin
Um,
Kaepernick.
no,
Oh,
Jimmy
I'm
G.
sorry. I I went ahead.
That was actually my leading
Yeah.
thing when I thought about it. It's like, oh well, what's Jimmy G sitting on the bench over in San Francisco, isn't he? But the guy just wins. He just wins games. But if you go to him, you can't go back to Trey Lance after that.
Not really. No.
Like you guys, you stuck it in the ground. Um, his confidence will be shot because he'll know. Okay, well, if I throw an interception, might as well go sit on the bench now.
It's just one game though, and again, it was the weather. Not an ideal first start to a career. I'm just saying the conditions at least. Now could he have played
Yeah,
better? Yeah, but I don't know. Give him some time. He's got to go through some growing pains. Whatever happened to just learning on the job? It's like
they don't really.
as soon as they throw one bad pass, like they step on the field the first time ever, they throw one bad pass. They're like, oh, they suck. Who's
Yeah,
coming in next
I mean,
draft?
I remember in Buffalo when Josh Allen they started him. I believe there was a game like a I don't know if it was regular season or a playoff game, but it was really bad. He threw like 5 interceptions in the game. They let it ride, and look at where they are now with him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if at that point, I think it's okay to yeah. I mean, I kind of see what you're saying there, but
I
or
mean,
if
they
they,
sat him for the rest of the game,
yeah, or
because that game was clearly over.
yeah,
But next week he was right back out there. Like they had the confidence in him, or oh, maybe they didn't have the confidence in him, but they had the patience to say, okay, we understand you're a rookie, you're gonna make mistakes. Go out
sure.
there and make your mistakes. We'll give you time to learn this. And boy, did he learn it. No, he needs to learn the playoffs still. I don't want to see you losing in 18 seconds left in the game anymore. You want to be elite. And that's what I need to see.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like San Francisco doesn't know what the hell they're doing.
Well, they haven't said anything. Again, this is all media.
Yeah, but I mean, again, we talked about it a couple weeks ago. Like Jimmy G he had his bags packed and he was ready to go, and then at the last minute they decided to keep him. So I don't know. Of course, now anytime Trey Lance has he farts the wrong way, it's gotta get Jimmy G in.
Yeah, I might start wearing on him. He just needs. It's like I don't know, having to look over your shoulder all the time. It's just something that wears on you that will make you the pressure. That pressure will then start to make you play bad. I don't know,
Right.
maybe. But on the other hand, you're a professional. You should be able to block all that out. Yada yada yada.
I guess. I mean,
But
it'd be one thing if Jimmy G had stayed, but the team kind of it sounded like they initiated the talks to keep him. They even put like a clause in there where he basically chooses where he's going to go next.
well, they wanted to keep him around. There's no
Right.
reason not to keep him around. He was winning.
No, I mean I don't think I don't know anything about Trey Lance as far as like I haven't really seen him play aside from last Sunday's highlights, but um, if I don't think that if you have a proven winner, at least as a backup, I think that's a good idea. It's good to have that break glass in case of emergency type of situation.
Yeah. Um, just a funny little story because I see that this hasn't gained any media attention. Um, so a couple years, well, when Jimmy G got to San Francisco, he went on a date with the prawn star, and it became such a big deal that he was on a date with a prawn star.
Hmm.
You happen to remember that?
Yeah, vaguely.
Doesn't matter who it was, or
Right.
anyway, just remember that it was a story. Well, Trey Lance, upon his loss, he was hanging out at the script club. Not a peep. No media attention, nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a thing that showed him after the loss, making it rain at the strip club.
Well, there's a quarterback in New York that was banging his the friend of his mom. So I think a strip club's pretty tame.
Well, I'm saying it is tame. I'm just saying it got not a peep from the media.
You know,
But
I
Jimmy
don't
G
know.
goes on a date with a prawn star, and oh, he's big time and he needs to be studying football, not dating prawn stars.
So you're saying that they were shitting on Jimmy G for no reason?
Well, I'm saying they're shitting on him for that, but they weren't. But, Trey Lance is hanging out with doing this
Hmm.
and not a peep. No one cares.
Why do you think that
So
is?
it's just, I don't know.
Okay.
You would think it'd be the other way around with, what ESPN and such would tell you, but
Yeah.
but they're, Trey
Yeah.
Lance going to strip clubs and not a peep out of anybody.
It's kind of funny how that works, right?
Yeah, but you ain't gonna hear. But yeah, you're still gonna hear, whoever go out and call the league racist or the media racist,
Right, right.
and everybody's holding down black quarterbacks and this, that, and the other. But
How are
then
they
stuff
all
like this happens, and
like they didn't? I don't think they held back like Michael Vick or Cam Newton or now Lamar Jackson. They've sucked their dick every step of the way. Vince Young, they tried so hard. Vince Young got fucking sabotaged. He's the
Yeah.
only one that has like a legit case of like getting fucked over. Michael Vick, if he wouldn't have bought dogs, maybe we'd have a different story to tell about him. Cam Newton, if he could fucking curb his maturity issues and fucking win the big game, maybe we'd have a different conversation about him. Lamar Jackson,
Well, it's downhill from there.
if he could throw the ball, maybe we'd be having a different conversation about him.
Well, we don't know if he can throw because he hasn't. But there hasn't been that. I guess that's what I'm waiting on. I want to see that moment where you need to throw, put it on your back, take us down the field, 2 minute drive.
Yeah.
And he did that on one of the playoff games. 2 minute drive. Um, this is when everybody started to turn and start to suck his dick. Uh, 2 minute drive, took him down the field, scored a touchdown. But he didn't throw. He ran. He ran that ball.
so so he did he was Reggie McNeil.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, but everybody was so I still I saw it, but I still didn't see him throw it. I wanted to see him throw it.
Well, I don't know.
But to move on to our next thing, because we've been on that for quite a while,
Quite a while.
the Packers, they have a little bit of trouble themselves.
Yeah,
Um,
they had a bad
they did
game.
not look good in their season opener. There was one play. There was a guy, one of Aaron Rodgers' young receivers. He beat the
Listen to you.
defender. What?
These young receivers. Um,
Yeah, that's what they are. He beat the defender. He's
mhm.
on a streak. Aaron Rodgers throws the ball. He couldn't have like walked out there and handed it to him any better. Dropped the ball
Was it that 75-yard touchdown pass?
that he dropped.
Yeah.
Yes, hit him right in the hands. Like that ball was like right on the money,
Yeah,
and he dropped it.
that
And
was
then
awful. I felt bad for him. Like, yeah, man, like I don't. You couldn't look at your team the rest of the week.
yeah, it's definitely one of those moments you got to get down and do push-ups.
Yeah, like just
But
walk, walk to the sideline. Don't even try to go back to the huddle.
yeah, but
Well, I guess I mean, in
then
fairness,
the Packers.
the Packers they were missing
Mhm.
their left and right tackle and their starting wide receiver. So I think
And they lost Devontae Adams.
and they lost Devontae Adams, but
But
I think the tackles being out was probably the biggest factor.
I can tell you what the biggest factor was.
Sure.
Um,
Hit me with a hot take.
the Viking, the Vikings are actually a pretty good team, and in
Oh,
fact, Kirk Cousins is has won his last 3 games against Green Bay. So that is probably the biggest factor that the Vikings are just a better team right now than Green Bay, and the game went how it should have. Outside of maybe Green Bay scoring more points.
well, I don't know. I'm still no. Kirk Cousins is not good.
I mean, no one see, no one is putting respect on Kirk Cousins' name. They're not putting respect on the Vikings' name. When in fact they're a pretty good team. they you
They'll
have
the Vikings will get
some
respect as soon as they get rid of that bum Cousins.
you have some in the media. They have Kirk Cousins pegged as the MVP of the season
Seriously?
because they do their little preseason MVP thing. You
Okay.
know, most people obviously Josh Allen, but you have some people that say Kirk Cousins. He said,
Whatever.
I
I
mean,
don't see it.
I he
I don't see how.
he's definitely one of those middle of the road guys, but I don't know. He can play. He plays well.
So
It's
did
not
Joe Flacco.
exactly a they won two Super Bowls with Joe Flacco, so
Did they win two?
is it is that supposed to be a negative thing?
They won two.
Didn't they win two?
I thought they just won one.
I thought they won two.
Oh, okay.
Oh, maybe they won one. But anyway,
I know they won one with Brian Billick, and I know they won one with Harbaugh. I can't remember if they won two or not. Oh, maybe they did. Shit.
well, either two or one.
Yeah, doesn't. I guess
It
it doesn't
remains the
matter.
same. They won a Super Bowl. There's hardware in the trophy room, and it's with Joe Flacco's name on it.
Well, because it wasn't because of Joe Flacco.
I think he had a pretty good part in it.
No, he didn't. It was
They
that.
won in spite of him.
Yes, just like they always do in Baltimore with that D. Yeah.
I think he had a little part to play in it.
Nope. His eyebrows did.
But they do.
I don't know where that came from.
That's just a personal attack there.
Yeah. I don't know why I went there.
I guess you had to. I'm looking for our next thing. Just reviewing the stories. If you want to know why I got quiet, I guess we can move on. So we're gonna still to come. We're still gonna do our NFL takes. Don't think we've forgotten about that. We're gonna move on to um, some wrestling news,
Wrestling.
and then we're gonna circle back and do our NFL picks.
Well, right off the back, do you watch SmackDown?
I did watch SmackDown,
Cool.
and it was a lot better than Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, we'll get to Raw, but so we started off with the Logan Paul promo, which was cute. I think Logan Paul is very boring. Personally, I don't get it. Then Paul Heyman came
Well,
out. Oh, go ahead.
I found it weird. I found it weird that I don't know. He was. I did. What were they thinking was going to happen? He was going to be the baby face of this thing that he was going to get into with Roman. He was like, of course he was going to be the heel, and he was booed as such.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll get to that, but I'm not excited for any of it. So, there's that. But thank God Paul Heyman came out because he showed Logan Paul how to speak. And the one thing
Indeed,
I
he did.
the one thing I did notice immediately is Paul Heyman is eating well uh, under Roman Reigns. My God. But he
The
essentially
Tribal
tries
Chief
to,
takes care of him.
yeah, but he essentially tries to talk Logan out of challenging Roman Reigns, and Logan isn't having it, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to take care of you." So then he calls Sokoa Joe to come and take care of Logan Paul. But Sami Zayn comes in and he stops Sokoa Joe from getting in, and
Uh, Solo Sikoa.
Sokoa Joe. Um,
If anything, it would be Sikoa Umaga.
no, no. He's got the fucking towel. He's got the bare feet. He's got the tape. He's got
Joe
the.
didn't have bare feet.
I'm
Did he
pretty
have?
sure. Yeah,
Joe
I'm pretty
didn't.
sure Joe has bare feet.
No, he. I don't know. I don't pay attention to his feet. Okay. Anyway, he's
It's
more Umaga than he
it's
is
the
Joe.
towel and the shorts and the tape. He's fucking Sokoa Joe. Anyway,
Or Taz. Anyway.
no, Taz had a different. It's Sokoa Joe. Anyway, so Sane comes in. He's basically like, "Hey, Paul, maybe you're not the right person for this." And Paul Heyman's reaction, like you could tell he's just done with Sami Zayn. It was great. I fucking love Paul Heyman. Here's the best thing of the whole evening. So he throws the fucking microphone like, "Oh, fine, you do it." And then of course Logan Paul drops him
Immediately.
and then it looks like the Bloodline's gonna take their anger out on Logan Paul, and then Ricochet comes out, which, eh. So then we get to Zayn versus Ricochet, which the only thing I got from that is you can kind of see the cracks forming between Zayn and the Bloodline, because they had that dealio where Zayn went for the pin, and then one of the Usos broke it up, and Zayn got all pissed, which was nice.
Yeah, and I love how it's like a slow build. This whole
Yeah,
Sane in the bloodline thing. Like
I enjoy it.
it's a very slow build. They're not shooting their load all early.
Well, I appreciate how he's trying to be part of the family, and they're all like no, and then I don't know. I think Sami
Oh,
Zayn's
you should
funny.
have.
I
Yeah,
know. I
it
bet.
was great when it first
Yeah.
started. Um, so when it first started, this, it was a Kevin Owens show, and Kevin Owens comes to SmackDown, and he calls out Sami Zayn because they're friends,
Right.
and they're talking in the ring together during this the KO show segment, and he's like, look, Zane, I need you to come to Monday Night Raw with me. Let's clean up the roster. Let's start weeding out the liars. And Sami Zayn's like, he's like, it's not a good time for me. I got this thing with the bloodline, and and he's he's like, I'm sorry, it's not a good time for me, Oos. And then Kevin's like, did you just call me Oos? He's like, did I? Yeah, you did. But he just like casually just snuck in there, Oos.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. I enjoy it. I think Sami Zayn. I don't understand why he has to look like a homeless guy, but I don't know. It works.
Yeah, uh, yeah, I don't get his look either. Um, just another one more thing about Sami Zayn. He also
Yep.
plays this up on social media as well.
He says
Like,
oos.
well, he says Oos, and so Rakishi, who's the father to the Usos and
Sure.
Sakura, um, he sent out a tweet and he said, "Yeah, I'm such a proud father having my three boys in the on the main roster, on TV at the same time." And Sami Zayn replied to a tweet. He's like, "It's almost like you have four sons." And he it like sends a picture of the bloodline with him cropped into.
Nice.
So they're like all teenagers, and he's cropped into.
Yeah. See, it's little shit like that. It's borderline
Yeah, he's great.
just psychotic. So then we get a Karrion Cross promo, and I think Karrion Cross is like the fucking best thing just ever. I don't like the NWO filter. I wish they would do away with that. But everything else, A plus plus. So he calls out McIntyre, and he's just awesome. I just want to see Karrion Cross beat the fuck out of Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, he definitely looks legit.
After that, we get the Maximum Male Models, who are maximally, you know. And thank God,
Flamboyant.
yes, flamboyant. And thank God for Braun Strowman.
Wait, you the best
What?
part of that whole Maximum Male Model segment
What?
was
Braun
the
Strowman.
beginning in the ring. Well, for me, it was the beginning in the ring when they teased. They kind of They've been, especially on social media. Well, not social media, but like the exclusives. They've been teasing uh, Max Dupree going back to LA Knight.
Uh huh.
Um, so the best part for me was when he was in the ring and he's like, we're in Anaheim, just a stone's throw away from LA," and then he looks off, like teasing that he's gonna go back to LA Knight.
Mm,
Just a little teaser there, but
okay.
we want LA Knight back.
Gotcha. Well, we didn't get LA Knight. What we got was Braun Strowman beating the fuck out of Maximum Male Models. And just the look of Braun Strowman is just amazing. And I was literally thinking in my head that they could build him up to be the next Brock Lesnar if they really did it right. Until he takes off his shirt and he reveals that he has nipple rings.
He doesn't wrestle with him. He takes him out.
He
Why do I know that? I don't. So I should know that, but
he's got nipple rings.
I know he takes him out when he's
I
wrestling.
don't care. He showed nipple rings. That
He takes
just
them out when he wrestles.
but
You only
he wrestled on Friday. We just saw him wrestling. What the fuck do you think he just did to the Maximum Male Models? That was wrestling.
he
He,
wasn't
he
wrestling.
used
He just
wrestling
ran out and
moves.
interfered, or he ran out and
He's
destroyed
got
him.
he's got nipple rings.
He wasn't in a wrestling match.
I'll be goddamned. I'll be goddamned
Anyway,
if my monsters have nipple rings.
let's stop talking about his nipples. Let's
I
move on.
that was it ruined it. Ruined everything for me. So I don't know about Braun Strowman anymore. So then the Alpha Academy comes out and they do the. I love Otis. Everything about Otis is just great. I love his facial expressions. I love how he's an old school like goon. So, but yeah, they basically become away with a teasing. They're teasing a feud with Alpha Academy and Strowman.
Yeah, we're heading towards that match.
And
Alpha Strowman versus Otis.
and aside from stealing the choke slam, the power bomb, I guess Strowman is now using the Undertaker sit up with his nipple rings. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I did like in that whole segment, how he destroyed everybody. But you said you saw him as like a Brock Lesnar type.
Yeah.
I kind of got like I'm getting like early Kane vibes.
Yeah. See, but now I see him as
But
Albert.
there you go. You can't get off the guy's nipples. You know,
I'm
he
sorry,
probably.
men don't have nipple rings. It's not just one nipple ring either. It's both nipple rings. They just get that
Well,
fucking
who
nose
would
ring
get
thing.
one?
Who would get any?
I'm saying if you're gonna get them both. Why are you gonna get one?
No, whatever. Just fuck that shit. He's got
Like
nipple rings.
that's symmetry right there. You get both.
No, you don't get any. That's symmetry.
Let us know in the
So
comments if you got Matt. You got Matt Riddle with his painted nails and Braun Strowman
oh
with his
fuck that
pierced
shit.
nipples.
Yeah. Anyway, so next we get damage control. Do you know what the fuck a Sawa is?
Um,
Cause
she's a
that
singer or
oh
something.
she's
I don't
hideous.
know.
Um, Bailey looks like Jersey
Yeah,
Shore now.
she's like a Nickelodeon type singer. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay,
She,
she's
she didn't
awful.
use. Well, we're spending too much time on JoJo. Let's
Yeah,
just get off of JoJo.
she's
Who
an
cares about
awful
JoJo?
awful person.
By the way, I don't even think she's a she anymore. But that's another story for another time.
Whatever. So Bailey comes out and yeah, she looks like Jersey Shore now. And they did a promo, which Bailey's kind of awesome. This is her promo work is really good. Like at first I thought she was annoying, but then she kind of wrote me in. She's actually really good. Um, I wrote down Dakota Kai, but I don't think that's the Japanese girl's name.
No,
Okay,
Io Sky is the
Io Sky.
Japanese.
Okay, Io Sky. She's the most interesting of them all, I think.
She's also the best wrestler
Yeah.
of the three, and her versus Asuka is a money match that needs to happen.
And then we have Raquel Rodriguez. Uh, she
Who's
comes
dating
out
Braun Strowman?
now. Raquel Rodriguez.
Who's dating Braun Strowman and his
They,
nipple rings?
yeah, they're building this bitch up to be this fucking monster. And as soon as the match, like, no, she does the little back pose and she's doing the arm curls with her biceps, her no definition biceps. As soon as the match started, I got confused between her and Bailey. Like, this bitch has no fucking definition, and they're trying to make her look so fucking powerful. Throws the smallest girl like in the building, and the announcers are like, "Oh, she's just so strong." It's just no, no. Um,
Yeah, she's definitely no Rhea Ripley.
yeah, I'll give Rhea Ripley at least. She looks like she could. She would be able to pull that off more than fucking no definition Raquel Rodriguez. Whoever fucking thought of that gimmick for her should be fired.
I think they are.
Good.
Because, it was that guy that used to be there. It's
Yeah.
not anymore.
Bailey's awesome. I actually kind of enjoyed this match. They were both very very intense. Um, I think she would be even more awesome if she didn't look like an East Coast call girl.
Who, Bailey?
Yeah, she looks like fucking Jersey Shore, and it's just I don't know. It's kind of distracting. They actually all the they either look like Power Rangers or they look like hookers. Like, there's no I don't know. There's no like normal looking chicks.
Well, you gotta be a character, I
Yeah,
guess.
but
I don't know.
Kevin Owens is walking around in basketball shorts and a tank top. Like, I don't know. Um, there's a spot where Rodriguez swats Io Io Sky. Is that
Yeah.
like does this little pussy ass like little slap thing? And in my head, I'm like, ah, she looks like a. What the fuck is she? A bear? And of course, Corey Graves said that exact thing. Like, oh, it looks like a beastly bear, because she's very strong with her no muscles. And fortunately, Bailey wins with the Io Sky distraction. And then I didn't catch her name. The girl with the weird hair. Is it Ashanti?
That's on the damage control team?
No, no, no. The at the end of the match, there's the girl with the green hair that
Oh,
saves
Shotzi.
Shotzi.
Blackheart.
Okay, that's even worse. Shots. I thought that. Oh man, that's a fucking awful name. So yeah, I actually enjoyed that. I will. I think Bailey might be turning me because she was pretty awesome. Um, so after that, we get a Ronda Rousey interview. She's talking about her wrestling match with the 12-year-old schoolgirl that is Liv Morgan. And speaking of the devil, she interrupts the interview. Ronda tries to look tough with this gold winged eyeliner crap. Both of them can't act. Liv's costume makes her look like she has severe daddy issues instead of looking like a champion. And, at the end of the day, I knew it wasn't going to end up with them scissoring, so I skipped the rest of it. So after that, McIntyre. What? Anything to add?
No, no.
Okay.
I think I've said enough about Liv Morgan beating Ronda Rousey.
Okay.
Doesn't it's not believable, so they need to get away from this feud as fast as possible.
I think they need to get rid of. Yeah. Well, whatever. Um. So then we cut to McIntyre calling out Karrion Cross, which was meh. It's okay promo. Then we got a mustache close up, and whatever.
You going back to his mustache.
Yeah, it's so fucking distracting. It's like just it's its own continent.
Maybe that's how they like him.
Yeah. So in my mind, the main event of the evening was Sakoa Joe versus Madcap Moss. Um, you get a nice little moment before the match where the Usos and Sami Zayn are with Sakoa Joe, and Sakoa Joe is about to go out to the ring, and he stops the Usos, but then he invites Sami, and the Usos kind of share this look like, what the fuck just happened? So was Sakoa Joe's the new guy, but he's already preferring Sami, so it's pretty neat.
Yeah, that was definitely confusing to me. I didn't know where they were going with that because obviously they're his brothers, so he's J- Jimmy Jimmy likes Sammy. Jay doesn't like Sammy. They're the one that's they're the two that's been bickering. So I don't know if they're like going the route of pulling Solo out of the bloodline, because they also did like they mentioned on commentary a couple times about how he's the younger brother, 9 years
Mm-hmm.
apart. He grew up on the streets, away from his brothers.
Well, the
He
commentary
wasn't
was
really
kind
that
of
close to them.
the commentary kind of spoke out of both sides of their mouth about him because we're jumping ahead a little bit, but on Monday Night Raw they said that he's only there because Roman Reigns allows it or some shit like that. But then on SmackDown, it's like, oh, he's trying to be his own man. So I think they're still trying to figure out what they're going to do with him. But to me, it sounds like that the ultimate goal is to have Sikoa Joe be his own guy. I don't know.
Which is good. You don't just want him to be another Uso. Oh,
Which
that's
he's
the
got to be.
Uso's younger. Yeah, well, he's gonna be until he's not.
Right.
Unfortunately for him, the Usos have had a pretty damn good run, so
Well, I
it's
thought
gonna be hard to
the
break out of that shadow.
I don't know if it's Jimmy or Jay. I want to say Jay, but the one with the short hair and the grill. He's the one
Jay.
that. Okay, he's the one that looks the most intimidating out of all of them, even Roman Reigns. Like he just looks like a legit badass.
Yeah. At one point, he did a feud with Roman Reigns, and
Yeah,
people thought he was gonna take the title. They thought that was his moment, but it wasn't. But I could see him actually getting his own run. I mean,
mm,
unfortunately for him, or I guess not unfortunately, his brother's there.
right.
So, and they're twins, so
Yeah, it's hard to
they
get
don't
out of
seem to
that.
be going to be breaking that up. But on the other hand, that's also good because every tag team doesn't need to break up at some point. Like you can you can just always have been a tag team.
Sure. So back to Sokoa Joe and Madcap Moss.
I mean, wait,
Oh,
I don't I don't remember. You remember Road Warrior Hawk and Animal breaking up?
yeah,
They did.
yeah. Road
Anyway,
Warrior Hawk had an alcohol problem,
Madcap.
and then oh,
No, on screen.
yeah, they had a Hawk had an alcohol problem, and that's when the fucking other guy came in, and they were LOD 2000, and then they eventually
Heinrich.
yeah, thank you.
I thought I thought that was because Animal died.
No, I think Animal first of all is still alive. Hawk would be the one that died. Um,
Sorry, rest in peace, by the way.
yeah, Hawk. I don't know because I remember that Hawk had a quote unquote alcohol problem, and I think he fucking fell from the Titantron.
Yes, he got thrown from the Titantron by Heinrich.
Right. Okay. So, but yeah,
I
but they
remember that for
they
some reason.
yeah. See, it all comes back. And I think they were LOD 2000 after that,
Yeah,
and then the Legion of Doom reunited after that too because the 2000 wasn't working.
oh, yeah, I don't remember that part of it. I thought my recollection of it was they did the 2000 because they only had one member left. But
I think the LOD
I
was
probably remember it wrong.
I think they were out of the WWF by that time. I could be
But
wrong on that, but
yeah, we're grasping at straws here. So
yeah.
Madcap Mouse versus Solo.
Yeah, so I thought it was really weird that the Sokoa Joe's the champion. He's the whatever the fuck it was, the NXT North American champion or something like that, Northwest champion.
Yep,
Okay,
North American champion.
thank you. I thought it was weird that he came out first. Usually the champion comes out last. Oh, it's weird.
That's
Uh,
just one of those things that they do.
yeah, I don't like it. Madcap, especially if it's a championship match and it's supposed to be a big deal. Um, Madcap Moss looks like the most generic WCW wrestler I've ever seen. Um,
Definitely need to find some
it's
kind of
something
gimmick for him.
like get him some yellow
He's just like
trunks or
a
anything. He's so fucking
yeah,
boring
he's just
looking.
like a hype man. or like a I don't know, just like
He looks like
yeah,
Stevie Richards. Like just ugh.
yeah, very forgettable. If you saw him, like, well, if it's like your first time watching and you see that guy, he's not gonna stick out.
It's just it's a kind of amazing to me because like everybody else is dressed in these like neon yellows and fucking they got makeup from head to toe, but he's just has these black trunks with some wrist tape and a ponytail. Okay.
Yeah, you know, they had the audacity, um, a couple of shows ago. Well, right after, so he had this gimmick. And that's why he's Madcap Moss. He was a jokester for um, Baron Corbin, sorry.
Well, that explains a lot.
And right after he broke up with Baron Corbin, he goes to the black on black everything, and they have the audacity to say, "I seem to remember someone in black trunks who had a very successful career,"
Oh no.
alluding to Stone
Of
Cold.
course.
It's like, how dare you
Yeah. Well,
compare these two?
yeah, he's definitely not Stone Cold, but it was. I loved it. I thought Sakoa Joe, he's a big fucking Samoan, and he just beat the shit out of the guy. I mean, what's not to love about that? I think he does Umaga's quarter move terrifically. You know where he's sitting and they crushes his head with his ass. Love it.
Yeah, the
And yeah, Sakoa Joe wins by a Zane distraction. A plus.
as he should have.
As he showed. Yeah, I mean, it was just, he. Well, we'll get to it, but technically, it was his first like real main roster match. So the official main event was a fatal four way for the tag team number one contender match for the tag team titles. You got New Day, Brawling Brutes, Hit Row, Imperium. I skipped to the end. The Brutes won.
Um, I can say it was a pretty fun match.
Okay.
It shows that they can invest in tag team wrestling. Um, yeah, all four teams they put on a pretty entertaining match.
I'm not a big fan of tag team wrestling, so especially when there's a when there's more than four people in a match, it just gets all cluttered and it's hard to fucking follow, and it just seems like everybody. I don't know. I don't like it. It's not for me.
It definitely becomes, especially when there's like more than just one-on-one tag team.
Hmm.
It definitely becomes like a spot fest
Yeah,
where everybody's just trying to do their next spot.
and that's why I don't like the Royal Rumble or fucking Survivor Series.
You don't like the Royal Rumble?
Nope, I hate the Royal Rumble.
Oh my, it's
Never
my
have.
favorite event.
Yeah.
And it's not the actual match; it's the countdown because anybody can come out at the end of that countdown.
Yeah, but then you get like May Young. Okay.
See, that's exciting.
That's not
You
exciting. That's
never,
fucking sad.
you never expect Mae Young to come out. Remember when Umaga destroyed her?
Yeah. Yeah. It was great.
This is old ass taking that Umaga thing,
That
that
was when
cornered move.
that was when Bischoff had his 3 minute gimmick. It's like, I'm sorry, you're a little over in time. In fact, you're 3 minutes over. And then yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Samoans just kick ass. Just get big fucking Samoans, just come in and wreck shit, and it's always entertaining. So let's go back a little bit to Monday Night Raw, and I'll be
Monday Night
honest.
Raw was definitely the worst of the two.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I watched this second, so I was kind of burnt out. So I saw that we
Oh yeah,
started
you
off.
can't watch them back to back.
Yeah, I'll know that for next week. So we started off with the Seth Rollins promo, so I skipped it. I saw that Riddle came out. I skipped it even further. Judgment Day came out to
I
recruit.
can confirm he still had painted nails.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I saw that the Judgment. I'm seeing this through the window on the streaming thing. I saw I saw the Judgment Day comes out to recruit Riddle. I'm assuming because I skipped that too. Then we had Riddle versus Balor, and of course I skipped that. Then we got to anything to add?
Um, no, so the whole thing is Riddle's trying to get a rematch with Seth Rollins.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't care.
Rollins is like, I beat you clean,
Yeah,
so why would I? When Rollins came out, he was saying, it's time for me to move on to bigger, better things, like Roman Reigns. And then Riddle came out and said he wanted a rematch, um, the Judgment Day, and that was a little surprised that they came out, but then it
yeah,
turns out it's because they had a match. They came out to recruit Riddle.
yeah. See, I didn't even have to watch it. I just guessed it, and I knew that's what they're fucking doing. I just saw it in the window.
Yeah, so in real life, um, Damian Priest, Riddle, and Rhea Ripley, they're like pretty close.
Okay,
I think. I mean, I don't want to. If they're not, I don't want to like. But I think Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley are dating. If not, they're just really good friends.
okay.
So, yeah, in real life, they hang out together a lot. So, um, when they came out, they kind of played to that. They said, you know, we're we're real friends. We go way back. You should join the Judgment Day. Riddle's like, um, no, thank you, please. Like he said no, and he said it like the most polite way he could have ever said.
Yeah.
Like I was thinking, God, this is get him and his painted nails, because his Balor he says to him, "Let me be clear with you, Riddle. You're either with us or you're in our way." And he said, and he says, "Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna join right now, but thank you for the offer."
Yeah.
So yeah, like just as polite as he can be, saying no, even though the guy essentially just threatened you.
Yeah. See, I'm glad I skipped that because that would have infuriated me. Um, so after, uh, who won? Riddle.
Balor won.
Oh, okay, good.
It was off a distraction, but
Okay. So after Balor wins, we get a close up of an angry lesbian whining. So I skipped that. Um, Damage Control versus Aaliyah and Raquel Rodriguez. The first thing they fucking did was talk about Rodriguez's strength, so I fucking skipped it. I couldn't take it anymore.
because you watched this back to back,
Yeah, well,
they righted it wrong. They righted it wrong. Um, Rodriguez and Aliyah should never won the titles, and they righted that wrong, and they gave Damage Control the titles,
yeah,
tag
that's
titles.
another thing. Since I watched SmackDown first, I kind of this got spoiled for me. So I mean, there was
Oh
even
yeah,
less incentive to watch. But I mean, they're fucking talking about how strong this fucking bitch is, and she's not. I'm sorry, she's tall, but she's got zero definition. If she looked like Nicole Bass or fucking China or anybody but what
was
she
she
looks
a
like right
dude?
now, Raquel Rodriguez.
No, Bass.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't think so.
I always thought, I don't know, I was confused on that one.
I'm just saying.
You thought China was a dude when she first appeared, then it turns out she wasn't. But that Bass, anyway, that's
Just
completely not relevant to them.
well, think about like if they like Baron Corbin. If they started like saying like, "Oh, look at the muscles on him and how strong he is," and no,
Well, she's not flabby.
but she's not ripped. She's kind of
Right.
soft.
Right.
She's softer.
Uh, okay.
So anyway,
You've made your point.
I skipped it. Obviously, damage control wins. Then we get Ray talking to the angry lesbian, so I skipped that. Then we get Owens and Austin Theory. For the life of me, I don't know why Owens was comparing himself to Johnny Gargano. Because basically, the thing was Austin Theory is a heel, so he's, oh, you don't look like me, and you wish you could be like me, blah 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 blah. And of course, Kevin Owens is, I broke the mold. I don't look like a typical wrestler. But then he threw Johnny Gargano, who's a thin, tiny dude, and I don't know. Anybody out there, Kevin Owens is not a thin, tiny dude.
What he was saying was they don't fit your typical wrestler mold of being the beefed up guy,
Johnny Gargano does more than Kevin Owens. Anyway,
but he's short.
is that it?
Shorter.
I love how they make Johnny Gargano seem like he was born without like legs or something. He'll just never
Yeah,
make
he's
it.
like
It'll never
I
be
think he's like
possible for him.
5'8", 5'9", something like that.
Oh,
190 pounds.
okay.
So in terms of wrestler, he's no Sheamus.
How tall was Shawn Michaels?
Uh, I mean they build him as 6'2", I believe.
Okay.
Uh, was he? That's here or there, but that's what they build him as.
Rey Mysterio, how fucking tall is he?
Oh, that's the biggest little man in WWE history.
Yeah. Anyway,
But that's
oh
just what
god,
they're playing off of. He's,
gotcha.
you know,
It was just weird because basically Austin Theory is saying that Kevin Owens is a fat fuck and he wishes he was as good looking and as ripped as he was, and then he throws out Johnny Gargano. So then we get a good Kevin Owens promo. Then it turns into a pull apart, and it gets a close up of Austin Theory's face. You can kind of see it's bloody. And then you get a close up of Kevin Owens. He goes, "Yeah, I broke your nose. This is just the beginning, bitch."
yeah.
That was great. After that, we get Bianca Belair and Sonya Deville. What the fuck? What is Bianca Belair? What can you explain to me?
The EST.
Everything.
Yeah, she's the EST. She's the strongest, the fastest, the roughest, the toughest, the greatest. That's
Okay.
her. That's her thing. Um, Now her hair. She doesn't use it as much on the main roster,
Uh
but
huh.
back in NXT, her hair. She used to whip the shit out of people with that hair,
Okay.
and it always made a great sound. Um, in NXT, she was a
Wait.
lot.
Wait. So did they pipe in the sound or did the hair legit make a sound?
No, it made a sound, and the
Okay.
people had waltz on them afterwards. So
Okay.
you know.
Okay.
um, Back in NXT, she was a little bit more. I liked her back in NXT better. She
Okay.
was more. I don't know, EST-ish. I don't know how to put it.
Okay. Because here's the thing. She looks like She looks like fucking Jasmine from Aladdin. She's got fucking dots in her hair. That long ass ponytail. Like if I was fighting her, I would use that to my advantage in every way, shape, or form. Sonya Deville didn't. I don't get it.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense on the main roster.
She can't talk. At least I didn't I I didn't find anything compelling about anything she said or how she said it. Her look is very bright and sparkly, but everybody seemed to love her. So like clearly I'm missing something. So if she was better on NXT, I'll just have to I'll go see what the deal is, but I don't know. But she had an open challenge for. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say yeah, she was a lot better in NXT. Again, she would do the hair whip. Uh, it seemed like on NXT she would talk more like herself
Okay.
than she does on the main roster.
That's another thing. She
This
sounds like
main
a
roster,
dumbass.
well, yeah. So in NXT, she used to have an edge,
Okay.
right? I'm better than you because I'm the EST. Um, I'm f- I'm the fastest. I'm the roughest. I'm the toughest. I'm the
Right.
greatest. I'm the
Yeah.
best.
Okay. Yeah.
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 Yeah. She used to have like a an edge. She doesn't have that edge anymore.
Okay.
That's partially because Mr. McMahon didn't want her to have an edge, but she is still over with the crowd, and that's all that really matters.
True. All right. I'll check out her NXT stuff because I don't get it. But so yeah, it was an open challenge for her belt, and Sonya Deville comes out and she's bitching about how, as far as she sees it, she's the champion because she lost. Blah 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 blah. Now I will say Bianca did win me over a little bit because she said it's a. Because I thought we were just gonna get some fucking dumb, stupid promo. I was literally about to skip it all. And then Bianca says, "Well, I said open challenge, not open mic." And then, awesome. But then she lost me because she fucking talks way too much during her matches. And then there's even spots where she's waving Sonya to get into the perfect position so she can do her fucking move. And it's just very distracting, and it took me out of it, and it just I don't like her anymore.
She is young, as in she hasn't been doing it for long.
I've never
Like
seen I've never seen it that bad.
they took
I've never seen
well,
another. No, I've never seen, no matter how fucking young, I've never seen them actually waving them into the position. That's like wrestling 101 shit.
well, I'm saying they took her. Vince took her out of the, and when she got called up, everybody was saying it's too soon. Like within the first year, Vince took her, so she never even like got seasoned in NXT, which she would have learned all that stuff.
Do you
So
remember the
she's kind of been learning on the main roster.
Do you remember the WrestleMania where Snooki won?
I didn't watch it. Nope. Nope.
Well, well,
Not no way in hell.
I can assure you, Snooki did not stand on the ring apron waiting to do her move, waving her opponent to get into a certain spot. She did that not once but twice, from what I saw,
Yeah, she
and
does it
that's just
before
what
her
I noticed.
backflip thing,
See,
and
so she does it more than once. This is a recurring
well,
thing.
yeah, before her, she does a when she jumps on the second rope and backflips over the opponent. She does it then. She that's like a constant. She always does it then. And there's another move she'll usually do it before, but like it's it's always the same places that she'll do that.
Okay, so if she's legitimately trying to tell whoever she's working with to get into a certain spot on live television like that, she's retarded. If she's using that as part of her gimmick, then her character is retarded. That's just it's not. I don't like it. She lost me. I'll still check her out on NXT, but she lost me. Bailey would fuck her up. uh, excuse me. Uh, there was a moment in the match where Cody Rhodes said Sonya and Bianca Belair, they're outside the ring, and Sonya shoves Bianca's head into the announce table, and then she rolls Bianca into the ring and goes for an immediate pin. And exactly at that moment, I don't know why I keep calling him Cody Rhodes. Corey Graves says Sonya needs to get Belair in that ring and pin her instead of wasting time. Like, he was totally shitting on Sonya the entire match. But she's literally doing those things as he's saying it. This motherfucker is not paying attention. He sucks. He's the worst fucking announcer of all time. He needs to go away.
Along with Jimmy Smith. Get him out.
Jimmy Smith, fine. Fuck him. Belair has an awful finishing move. I can't even remember what it was, but she wins.
KOD.
Yeah. That was the worst fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. I don't know if it was so much her or how
attitude adjustment.
I don't know if it was so much how she delivered it or how Sonya Deville took it, but it was just awful.
A lot of the women on the roster take it about the same way. They don't flip over right or whatever, so I would say it's, I don't know. I guess in that sense she's the common denominator, but maybe they need to tweak it or something.
So after that, we get a Bailey promo, and yeah, Bailey's awesome. Damage Control jumps Bianca Belair, then Asuka and Bliss come out and clean house and leaves Bailey, and Bailey gets dumped. That's the end of that. So it looks like we're eventually gonna get Bailey and Bianca Belair, and I wouldn't mind seeing more of Bailey. Bianca Belair could never show up on my TV screen again. I think I'd be okay with that. So after that, we get a shot of Ray begging Edge not to hurt his angry lesbian. It's boring. Then we cut to Bobby Lashley and Seth Rollins setting up a match for next Monday, which will, at least 50% of it will be awesome. I don't know about Rollins. And then we got Edge versus the angry lesbian, and I skipped that shit. And that was Raw.
I, sadly, I honestly don't even remember who won the match. So,
Edge got his
afterwards,
knee fucked up. I think. Was there even a winner?
Edge may have won by disqualification. I honestly don't remember, but yeah, the takeaway from it was post match, Judgment Day attacked Edge. They put a chair over his knee. No, sorry, they they sat up a chair. If you can imagine, they sat up a chair. They put his leg on the chair, and then Balor went up top, did the coup de grace on
Right.
to his knee, um, right, effectively writing him off TV. He'll be back at the Royal Rumble probably.
And I don't care. Like, from the second the storyline was introduced to me, I don't care about the Mysterios. I don't care about Edge. I don't care about Dominic. I certainly don't care about the Judgment Day or whatever the fuck they are. I don't care. It's not compelling to me. There's no incentive.
All right. And that was your Raw review.
Do do do.
Do 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 do.
So now that
Sorry,
we
I had to do it.
so now we have Logan Paul versus Roman Reigns, pretty much set for what's the pay per view?
They are going to be. It was made official today, actually.
Mm-hmm.
They are going to wrestle at Crown Jewel.
Crown Jewel. Okay,
Um,
get that Saudi money.
so, a couple things to take away from all of that, uh, and we'll go over thoughts real quick. So they do a press conference. Um, in the press conference, they announced, of course, that there'll be a match, but between Roman Reigns and Logan Paul. Um, the first thing to take away was they did this press conference, and Roman Reigns never called anyone empty-headed fucking dumb fuck,
Well, that's
and
interesting.
he also never called anybody EVPs who couldn't manage a target.
Okay.
So it's crazy that they do this press conference and none of that kind of stuff happens from the top guy to your talent.
Well, when you have real leadership.
Oh, and he also never talked about like anybody sharing a bank account with their mother. Um,
So
None of that
basically,
kind of
they kept it
stuff.
professional.
Yes. Not only that, they kept in character
There you go.
as they should have. Um, but yeah, they announced the match during the press conference. Roman Reigns talked about like even during the presser, they're like, why did you accept this match from Logan Paul? Number one, he didn't accept it. Triple H announced it. But number two, he answered. He was like, he didn't say, "Oh, because he likes me to wrestle pricks." Another
Uh,
thing that wasn't said.
was he eating
Um,
pastries?
he he wasn't eating pastries either.
He wasn't chomping down vigorously on pastries while cursing.
Yeah, he he pretty much just said. Uh, they asked him why did he accept the match, and he said, yeah, because I'm a good tribal chief. If they need me to smash Logan Paul, that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
So, he stayed in character the whole time. Logan Paul stayed in character. Who knew a media scrum didn't have to result in, imploding your company?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't. I think it's unfortunate that they're doing. Well, I'm not a big Roman Reigns fan at all. So I mean, pretty much anybody he wrestles probably wouldn't do anything for me. I'm not a big. I don't like his stupid facial expressions when he does his little no. He talks too much. He looks the same. Just yeah. And Logan Paul. If what we have,
So you're not excited for the match.
oh God no.
That's good. So, oh, go ahead.
No, no,
What were
that's
you
it.
gonna say?
No, no. I just love how you dismissed you threw out the that's good. That made me laugh genuinely.
So people are, I wouldn't say they don't care. They're actually kind of upset that this match was set. That Logan Paul has wrestled two other matches, and now he's getting a title match against Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Um, you have that on one side. On the other side, you have people saying, it's the Saudi show. Who cares anyway? Like it's in the middle of the day it'll be in the middle of the day on a Thursday. Who
That's a good
cares?
point. I mean,
Um,
it doesn't really matter as far as the traditions of, earning your spot. and everybody knows that you're not earning it anyway. So, and they're not even pretending to earn it. So
Right.
it doesn't matter.
And the more I thought about it, the more it made sense that this match is happening. Like, okay, let's say it's not Logan Paul.
Hmm.
It's still the Saudi show's still coming up, so Roman Reigns gonna have to face someone. The options you have, right? The most viable options would be like Bobby Lashley. He's currently the United States champion, so he doesn't need to be losing. Uh, I guess before I even get into the other names, it should be noted that the Roman Reigns likely isn't going to lose until WrestleMania if
Yeah.
he loses,
Yeah.
right? So whoever
Well,
he faces here is going to lose. So Bobby Lashley, you can't put the United States champion against him to lose. And if he's not the United States champion, they're trying to build him up as like a big deal, so he shouldn't be just getting fed.
well, I heard that there was a report that they're trying to make it so Roman loses one of the belts, but they're having a hard time wrapping their head around the logistics of that, which is
Right.
dumb
It's complicated.
because they just need to fucking make one belt. And
Well,
like if you
I
want,
can see their dilemma
w-
that Roman Reigns he he doesn't need the belts going into the likely feud at WrestleMania, which will likely be The Rock
mm,
in a
yeah,
family battle.
uh,
So that that feud doesn't really require a title. But on the same note, how do you get the titles off of him? Because if he doesn't have the titles, that means would have had to lose somewhere on the road to WrestleMania. But they also don't want him to lose before going into WrestleMania because we're now on um, I don't know 2 years or something like that since he's
yeah.
been pinned. Like even pinned, not lose the titles, pinned. He hasn't been pinned in that long. So
See,
you
what does
don't
that
want.
say? Because they're trying to build him up so when The Rock beats him, it'll be special, right?
Well, The Rock. I don't think The Rock's gonna beat him.
You don't think so?
No, I think this.
So
I
he's gonna
think
go
this also
undefeated
gets
through
him over.
WrestleMania.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I actually think he gets to the 1,000 day mark,
Wow.
which is
Sad.
they're at 700 and something right now. So yeah, I think he gets to 1,000, which would be you know into the or middle of the next year.
It's just sad. Roman Reigns.
Well, you don't have to worry about it too much because once you lose those titles, he's pretty much that's pretty much the end of Roman Reigns.
I mean, I don't understand why you can't just make one major championship, and if you need like a Raw and SmackDown champion, well, why don't you build up your fucking US and Intercontinental titles? Those can be your Raw and SmackDown champions.
Well, because they want a world title.
Right, but they don't need
You
two
know,
world titles.
the Intercontinental and the US title, as much as they can be built up, they still are the mid card titles. So you need like the world division title
Yeah, then that's when
or
you
the
have you
heavyweight
have
title.
one belt that everybody is trying to get to, but in the meantime, you got the belt that represents the best of your brand. There's the best of the company and the best of your brand. instead of having two of the same belt, just so you can have two world champions, and then you'll always have a what if. And I don't know, it's dumb. It makes Survivor Series stupid. It makes just everything just, and the roster's not even big enough to have two champions.
Well, they have Raw and SmackDown, and even stupider. I know you'll think of it this way. Um, the networks they also want their own champions on each network, so there's that too. So like Fox wants their own champion, and USA they want their own champion.
I just don't understand why you just wouldn't have the champion appear on both networks. Ugh.
Well, Roman Reigns hadn't even he's the WWE champion. He hadn't even been on the He hadn't been on Raw since I think it was like the Madison Square Garden show. It's been several months since he's been on Raw.
Well, that's because they're stupid. They gave him that part-time deal, and then gave him a
Yeah.
2-year title run. It doesn't count. He's on a part-time contract. Doesn't count.
Well,
He's got an
that's what you
asterisk.
should know. As soon as they, as soon as he loses these titles, he's out.
No.
You'll see him if you do. He's gonna be on that part time. Um, we could have the discussion of like who's next, but I think at this point it's gonna be Cody Rhodes.
Mm.
Like who's the not like who's the next face of the company? Did
Are you talking about babyface or just person you can strap the rocket to?
yeah, who the strap the rocket to? Like who's gonna be that name that
Well,
breaks the WWE walls, goes mainstream, everybody knows who it is. Well, for the most part, a lot of people knows who it is.
right. Well, I would have said, yeah, Cody Rhodes. I think if they keep treating him as well as they've been treating him, I can see that. Um, Walter, I could see him being the guy.
Eh, I don't know
Okay.
about Walter.
Uh,
I mean, great wrestler, but the problem is he isn't the he doesn't have the you know charisma part of it
are
as
you kidding
much.
me? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I like him, but as the main guy,
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I mean, obviously he doesn't do his own promos. You need like somebody to do the like a Paul Heyman, not Paul Heyman, but somebody to do the talking for him. But like if he just stands there and does that fucking Russian Imperium shit, it's gold.
Yeah, now if you do that, I can see that, like him having a mouthpiece.
Yeah. Well, then that's basically what he
Yeah, I
has
could
now
see
with
that, but
that little anorexic dude.
yeah, but I don't know. You just need, I guess, yeah, that's what they kind of did with Brock Lesnar.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much hit him off the mic.
Yeah.
Like, you put that thing down. Don't, don't pick that up.
Well, he
We got
called
this guy. He'll do all it for you.
the last promo I heard him say he called Seth Rollins baby. So I mean, I'm gonna get you, baby. Just it wasn't. Um, so if not Walter, Karrion Cross. Like I'm all in.
Yeah, I could see that too.
Kevin Owens.
Uh, maybe. No, I don't think so with Kevin Owens.
Why not?
Um, just because I don't know how long he has left.
Okay.
Like he's an older guy.
Okay.
He spent all those years in ROH, yada yada.
Right,
So
right, right.
I don't know how long he has left to be wrestling at the level he's wrestling at. Not
Okay.
saying that he can't do it. I'm just saying, um, you know, maybe he doesn't want to risk injury or something to a point where he can't walk when he's done. So
Well, apparently both of his
maybe
knees are really bad.
yeah. So yeah, so like that. Maybe,
Okay.
or maybe his body starts quitting on him, and then he has to retire.
What about Lashley?
Same thing for Lashley. I
Think
don't
he's a
know
little
how much
older?
longer.
Okay.
Yeah, he's actually, I think he's like 47 or something like that.
Okay. So that definitely rules out Styles and Orton. So after that,
Yeah,
we just have
for sure.
McIntyre. I was gonna say
And
Strowman before I saw the nipple rings.
yeah, you can't have the face can't have nipple piercings.
No.
Legitimately. Um, it could have been Austin Theory.
I don't know. I heard good things about him, but it's just, I don't get it.
Well, yeah, I'm saying it could have been,
Yeah.
but I think if Roman, so let's say like WrestleMania, this WrestleMania is the end of the Roman reign, and that's when he goes away and becomes like legit part timer, loses the titles, all of that.
Right.
If that's the case, I don't think by WrestleMania Austin Theory would be ready to be the guy.
Yeah. I mean, you have to do some real creative storytelling to put to yeah to get people to see him in that spot, especially if he's wrestling somebody like Roman Reigns, who would just step on him.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like,
And like they've always had someone to pass the torch to.
right.
They need to find that damn person. Like Hogan had the Ultimate Warrior, Austin had The Rock, Bret Hart had Shawn Michaels. They've
Yeah.
always had someone in line.
Well, is Roman retiring? What's going on?
Well, he's going part time,
Oh,
or he is part time. But I'm saying once he loses his titles, I think that he really goes away. Because, I mean, there's really nothing else for him to do but the, one-off matches. So I think he goes into one of those, almost like a Brock Lesnar thing, where I show up just to build a feud for my next match, and then I'm gone again.
yeah, whatever. I mean,
Like, he's definitely
he'll.
not going to be like there week to week with no titles.
That's weird. This whole part time thing, because like, if you lose a championship and you're a competitor, wouldn't your first step to be to win that championship again, not to basically just quit? Or like, oh, I've been champion. There's nothing else I can do now.
Well, it's not announced. I'm just saying
No, I know.
the writing's on the wall
I know what you're saying. I'm just
that that's what's gonna
going
happen.
along with your train of thought.
But yeah, ideally he would try to get the titles back, but I'm saying, why would you even try to get the titles back? You gonna hold it another 1,000 days? Well,
Yeah,
I guess you could,
absolutely.
but I guess you could, yeah. But
That would
I
be
think
like,
even as a fan base, they'll be moved on from that.
well,
They'll want
sure,
to see it again.
of course, and of course he won't. I mean, I would hope not. He wouldn't hold it for another 1,000 days. But like, if it were real, you lose your title and you want to win it back. Wouldn't your goal to be to hold it longer than you had the first ring? That would be
Right.
the I guess the dealio. What you could accomplish. You only held the first one for 1,001 days. We'll try to get 1,002. I don't know.
Yes. I don't think the fans would want to put up with that again.
No, absolutely not. I don't know why they are putting up with it now, but
A lot of people are done with it.
I was done with it when they right when he said suffering succotash. That was when I was done with Roman.
I don't remember this.
This is back
Nor do
when
I.
uh, Rollins was the champion and he was the architect. Everybody called him a sellout because he just betrayed the Shield. And Roman comes out. And he goes, you're a sellout, something full of suffering, succotash." And he's like, "Yeah, it was harder to say than it looked." And then he turns to the camera and winks to it, and it's just fuck Roman Reigns. And then the the wrestling websites were saying, "Oh, what they really need to do is turn Roman heel. Then we'll like him." And then the quote unquote fans, they started chiming in with that. "Oh yeah, we'll like him if he's turned heel." And then he turned heel, and "Oh, we like him now, just like we said we would." Still the same guy. He still cocks his fucking stupid Superman punch. He just does a spear. He's got a little puka shell necklace. Okay. No. I don't like him.
Well, and there you have it. But on that note, we do need to get on out of here.
Let's get on out.
So let's do our picks.
Alrighty.
Because we do need to run through those picks. As promised,
As
we're going to
promised.
do the NFL picks.
Alright. So we
The game's
gotta,
starting a few hours from now, but
yeah, we gotta go
and by the
over.
time you see this, the games would have already happened. But
Do you want to go over last week?
so yeah, our records from
Yep.
last week. Uh, I went what 6?
7, 8, and 1.
I went 7, 8, and 1.
No,
And
no,
you
no, no,
went
no.
9, 6, and 1.
Yeah, you gotta say mine. Gotta say mine now.
Yeah, you went 9, 6, and 1.
Can't just leave my record
Um,
out now.
the main difference were the two games that we disagreed on.
Yeah, obviously.
You picked both of them right,
I did.
which is weird. Anyway, let's go on to our next week.
All right. So, unfortunately, the easy one in the win column is out of the way because Kansas City already played the Chargers, and they won. So first on the little list here is we have Miami versus Baltimore.
and I'm thinking about that one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so Tua looked good, for what that's worth,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean Miami as a whole, they looked good last week. So did the Baltimore Ravens.
Right.
I am going to go with Baltimore.
I am as well. And yeah.
All right, so we're both on Baltimore.
So we have Jets versus the Browns. And I think this is a
I'm going
no-brainer.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
It's not even anything to break down there.
Right. Equally simple is Washington versus Detroit. And just based off their performance last week, I'm going with Washington.
Uh, what was. Sorry, I'm not prepared for this at all, apparently. I guess I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Detroit on that
Okay.
one. Um, I don't even know. Did Washington win last week?
They did.
Yes, they did,
Carson,
because, only the Cowboys lost
yeah,
in
Carson
the
Wentz threw
division.
4 touchdown passes.
He threw four touchdown passes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're losing this week. There's no way he's going to follow that up. That's Carson Wentz. He has one good
Yeah,
week
you
and
know
then
what?
falls off the next week.
Yeah, I think I'm changing it. Can I change it? Is it too late?
No.
All right, I'm going with Detroit. God help me. Next we have Colts. You said Detroit too?
Yeah.
Okay. Next we have Colts versus Jaguars.
So the Colts did not look good in their season opener, but I think they're still a little bit better than the Jaguars. I don't know what's wrong with the Colts. They have Matt Ryan. They
Yeah.
have uh, Taylor. They have good pieces. I don't know why.
The Colts are just
Why?
content on being mediocre. That's all it is. Like the winning culture they had with Peyton Manning is just evaporated. So, but
Apparently,
I think they'll beat Jacksonville though.
can you imagine being? Yeah, they definitely beat Jacksonville. I'll pick the Colts. But can you imagine letting Bruce Arians go for that Chuck Logano
Logano.
or whatever his name is?
Yeah, that was the dumbest thing they could have done. I don't know why you. I've always been a Bruce
Even
Arians fan when he was with the Steelers. So, and the fact that I mean, I get it that the circumstances in which he would have been named the coach would have been a little fishy, but still.
yeah, yeah. I guess it was a tough spot because of why he was interim coach.
Yeah.
But
I guess it's
I
not as
don't
cut
know.
and dry,
Even
but
Yeah, even when they did it, I was like, oh, they let go the wrong guy. But yeah, I'm picking the Colts. I can't pick the Jaguars yet.
right.
They're gonna have to win at some point, but I don't know. It won't. I don't think it'll be a week when I pick them to win.
So next we have the Buccaneers versus the Saints.
Buccaneers versus the Saints. It's an interesting game here. Did you know that Tom Brady actually has a in Tampa has a losing record against the Saints? Fun fact there.
Yeah.
Saints also won last week. Um, Granted, they were playing the the Falcon. I'm sorry, they're yeah, they were playing the Falcons.
They were playing the Falcons.
Tom Brady, Tom Brady. They didn't look good against my Dallas Cowboys. They won the game, but they didn't look good. They weren't explosive. But I'm still gonna go with Tom Brady. Going with
Okay.
the, the Bucks.
Well, this is this is gonna be the first game where we differ on because I am going to go with the Saints.
You're going Saints.
Going Saints.
Okay. You believe in famous Jameis.
I don't believe in famous
Well, I
Jameis.
guess
I
for one
think
game.
I just I don't know. The there's just no. I don't have any confidence in Tampa Bay, even with Tom Brady.
Yeah. And it was either the Cowboys defense was that good or Tampa Bay was that bad.
Right.
I guess we'll find out as it plays out.
Sure.
But, Dak's hurt too, so
Right.
there's that. Oh, by the way, Cowboys were the only team in the NFL not to score a touchdown in the opening week. Anyway.
Carolina versus the Giants.
Oh, this is an intriguing game in a sense. You got the Giants potentially going 2-0 if they win. No one expected them to be as far as they are. Um,
They beat Tennessee.
yes, they beat Tennessee. Saquon Barkley looked like what he did, you know, the first year of his career.
Right.
Which makes me want to pick them. But uh, yeah, I'm gonna pick the Giants. Oddly.
I am picking the Giants as well.
Oh wow.
I think Brian
You're
Dabble.
picking.
I think Brian Dabble's got to turn things around there. That and Carolina still has Baker Mayfield, and they still
I
have
was gonna
the
say you're picking against your boy.
yeah they still have a cheerleading issue too. So
Oh, I don't know about that.
then we
I just
got
know I can't watch any. I can't watch any Carolina Panthers games this season or until further notice.
next up we have the Patriots versus the Steelers.
another intriguing matchup. Patriots facing a 0-2 start.
I think the Steelers
Uh,
are as well,
I
aren't
don't.
they? No, no, no. They beat the Bengals.
Yeah, they beat the Bengals. The Bengals did everything they could to lose that game.
Right.
So there's the kicker kept missing field goals, pats, and I mean they even scored at the end of the game. All he had to do was kick a extra point, and he missed that too. So for everything it's worth, the Steelers should have lost that game.
Okay.
Um,
But are they going to lose this
and
game?
again, we're facing a 0-2 start from Belichick. I don't think he lets that happen. I think they're going to throw everything at this game. I'm picking the Patriots.
Well, color me surprised. I'm picking the Patriots as well. Next up, we got Falcons versus Rams.
I don't even think this is a
Rams.
Rams.
Seahawks versus 49ers.
Now this one's harder to pick.
Right.
Um, Seahawks off of a big emotional win. Are they in Seattle or are they in
They're in San
San Francisco?
Francisco.
I'm gonna go 49ers.
Same. Bengals versus Cowboys.
Bengals.
Same.
Obviously.
Obviously.
Although I do believe in Cooper Rush, until I don't.
Okay. Well, hopefully,
Put
hopefully
some
we're
respect on his name.
hopefully we're wrong. We got Houston versus Denver.
Well, obviously, I think Denver rights the ship of that loss from last week.
Okay. I do too. We got the Cardinals versus the Raiders.
Ooh, that's a tough. That is actually a Pretty tough game to pick. Um, I'm gonna. I don't know. Raiders.
Yeah, not tough for
I
me at
have
all.
nothing
It's the
to.
Raiders.
I have nothing to go against. Or no stats or anything to go with this one. It's just the Raiders.
Well, the Cardinals lost by a lot of points in Week 1 to Kansas
Kyler
City.
Murray doesn't study, says the
Yeah,
TV coach.
he didn't study. So next up we have Chicago versus Green Bay.
I'm going with Green Bay. Where's the game at?
Green Bay.
Yeah, I'm going with Green Bay.
I am going to go with Chicago.
Oh, we got a difference of opinion
We
there.
do. It's two.
It's our second one.
Uh,
Now,
now what?
I was gonna say, hopefully my two are right this time, and then I can we even the record out.
All right. Next up we got Tennessee and Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Of course.
Then I don't. They might not lose a game this season.
Oh,
I know I'm not gonna pick against them
right.
all season. All season long. Just if it's Buffalo, just put their name down for the win for me.
The real test is if and when they play Kansas City.
Yeah. I mean, even then, that's still.
Right.
I guess it depends on where the game is.
No, I think I'd still pick the Bills. In fact, I'm picking the Bills for the Super Bowl. In case
Oh,
we ever needed to go.
I
Finally, we
mean,
got Minnesota and Philadelphia.
wow, that's a tight game there. Um, I'm gonna I'm going to say Minnesota. I think their win against Green Bay was more impressive than the Eagles' win against a practice squad,
Yeah,
essentially. I don't even know who they played last
the
week.
Lions.
Yeah. Um, they didn't they outscore the Lions too at that.
It was
So
35 to 38, I think. Yeah, 35 to
yeah,
38.
yeah, they outscored the Lions. They didn't even. It wasn't even impressive. On the other hand, you have you have the Vikings. They imploded Green Bay. So yeah, I'm going Vikings.
Okay. I am going to go with the Eagles.
Oh, fly Eagles fly.
And those are our picks.
Oh, that's all?
That's it.
What's the Sunday night game? I mean the Monday.
The Monday is Tennessee and Buffalo and Minnesota and Philadelphia.
Oh. All right. Well, there's our picks for the week. Yeah, I have to do it
Doo-doo-doo.
again. Oh, wait. Sorry, that was the wrong music.
hit the wrong button on the playlist.
My made up song, it was the wrong one. Well, I guess it's not made up, but yeah, you get it.
All right. Well, I think
But that is
that's
going to do it for this week.
anything else.
Is that correct?
I think that's it. And we are going to call it an evening. We will see y'all same bat time, same bat channel next week. And I hope everybody has a good night.
Yes, and hit the like button and comment and subscribe on your way out. Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.